So this dive was a hoot and a holler. It was a lot of fun. We went on two little side passages, one close to the entrance and one a little further back, both of which actually circle back around and meet up with the main passage. And those shoopy loops are fun to do. And then we start the dive in the cavern as usual. That's the entrance. And there's a ton of water coming out of this cave. So you have to pull yourself along or buy a vroom vroom machine, a scooter, and that way you can zip on by, kind of like Vinny does here when he cuts us off, into the big cavern. And then from the big cavern, we went to the main passage and link that main passage with line on a little spool. That's what I'm pointing at right here, to the side passage line. So the side passage we call a jump, and we link those two together. And that way, if we can't see for some reason on the exit, we can touch that line and we have confidence that we're going the correct way. So we link the side passage with the main passage so we can follow a line like breadcrumbs all the way out. So this place has some neat little wiggly bits and very different cave than the main passage, which is big and blue, which we'll see later on in the video. But this is us popping back into the main passage, and then we swam further into the cave and ended up here. And this is called Kings Canyon. And there's a couple of big fissure cracks like this. I mean, just really, 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 really big, pretty fissure cracks with craggly bits reaching out. We only filmed the one, but this is just a little side passage where you go up into the fissure, through one fissure, and then down another fissure, and you end up back in the main passage. And then on the exit, we ran the camera the whole time. And it's pretty easy to run the camera on the exit because the water's just pushing you out the whole time. You really don't even have to swim. You know, we fin a little bit, especially to make sure that we don't run into things, which is not ideal. But one of the cool parts about this dive is the furthest back that we were was only like 2,000 feet or 6,500 meters. And we still saw a bunch of different caves because while we were never further than that from the entrance, we popped along all these little side passage loops and then came back into the main passage. So this was like a 3 hour and some odd minute long dive. But we never really went that far back, comparatively speaking. So coming through this familiar passage, this was really fun, zipping along, and then we run into this rock, which looks like the head of a chicken, and it's scientifically named Chicken Head Rock. And back into the cavern area where you can see the glistening on the bottom, and that's from our lights hitting the air pockets. It's pretty. Kind of spin around here, and that's the sign that's in the cavern area that says, "Don't go in here unless you're trained to cave dive." And so probably a good idea. It's a good sign to have. So that's Jackson's.